I want to be of benefit to others and I don't want to harm them. And of course, again, it can be blah, 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 but it can also be genuine. At the beginning, maybe it is just words, but soon enough, your emotional world kind of pulls along with it. That you think, yeah, being of benefit is really a good thing. Have you maybe noticed when before dinner meditation, when you look at somebody and you say, I want to harm you, and when you say, I want to benefit you, is there a difference? It's a huge difference. And you feel good. You know, not even knowing how to benefit, but just the wish to benefit, you feel good. Why? Huh? Because we're connected, is that what I say? Yeah, because we're connected. But you're in your loving kindness mode. And that feels good. So you see, again, we're such perfectionists that we need to be of benefit to others, we need to do something. But if the motivation is not there, the doing becomes either unskillful or we want something back. It becomes kind of a, yeah, I'm kind to you, but then you also, please be kind to me. Whereas when the motivation is there, it comes very spontaneously and effortlessly and no burnout, and you're really also intelligent, and you don't do too much and you don't do too little. So first one needs to develop the mental state, one needs to develop the wish to benefit others. Yeah? And then the energy to benefit others is there. If it's just only the thought and the energy is not there yet, then you get into burnout and this and that, and, getting angry or feeling tired, and you give, and nobody is giving anything back. You feel stupid and naive, and the whole story behind it. But if you just decide, yes, I want to be of benefit, nobody can exploit you anymore. Nobody can take advantage of you anymore. Why? Because you want to be of benefit. But if you want something back, or because you want to be of benefit because you want a good reputation and people helping you when you need help and all this, then you feel exploited when they don't, or taken advantage of. When Lama Ösel, who is the reincarnation of Lama Yeshe, he went through different phases, and nobody really understands what these phases are all about. Now he's a young father, but already kind of separated from the mother of the kid. So nobody really knows what the phases are all about. But he had a phase of being a punk when he was maybe 17 or 18 with this, the haircut like this. And with Kunken told us the story. So they were hitchhiking in Spain, in Ibiza. And so there's this young guy who is stopping with his car, who had a lot of money, like you could see, big car, he's working with computers and software, and I don't know, and he was kind of bragging what, he's young and already earning so much money, and and this and that. Then he looked at Ösel and said, and you, what are you doing? And Ösel apparently said, I just want to be kind. And this other one, he almost fainted. He was so inspired by that this could be a meaning of life, just to be kind. And you can feel, even though he has very strange phases, but he is incredibly kind. When you meet him, you feel that kindness. Yeah. Of Ursula. I hope you'll meet him one day. Maybe you will want to invite him. He doesn't teach, he gives talks. He does say, I don't want to teach, I just give talks. And then he tells about these phases, when he was a homeless person also. And he was really homeless, he had no money. And so he was begging, and he said, I almost lost faith in humanity. Nobody gave me anything. And so then there's this other homeless person coming with leather jacket, expensive jeans. And so he said, how you do this? He said, don't worry, I'll go to the McDonald's, I'll come out with some food for you. And soon enough, he came very quickly with food. And he said, how do you do this? He said, I make people feel good. So I'm not going there miserably. You know, I'm going in a good mood and I make them laugh and then they give me something. If I make them feel guilty because I'm so miserable, they don't feel like giving. So this is in case you get into such a state at one point. So don't people feel guilty when they see you, because then they will want to ignore you. Yeah, make them feel good about themselves, and then it works. So it's quite funny when he tells these stories. Okay, so power of regret, power of the action, the power of the support, which is like taking refuge, generating bodhicitta. So where your refuge is, whom you would appeal to help you purify your negative karma, this you have to find out yourself. You can take the Buddha, you can chant the mantra, you're not becoming a Buddhist because of that. You can take the help of the Buddha without, you're not signing any contracts or anything. Nobody wants to convert you. Wanting to become a Buddhist, this has to be your decision, and you need to know what you're getting into. Inspiration alone is not good enough. You need to know what Buddhism is. For that you need to study. The Dalai Lama says at least 2 years in a group with people, constantly. Then after 2 years, then you can say, yes, this is the path I want to adopt. Otherwise, it's going to be very shaky, and there's no point. But you can do all these things. Yeah? Then the power of the action would be visualizing Shakyamuni Buddha is sitting behind me. We'll chant the mantra. Light is coming from Shakyamuni Buddha, goes here, flushes out all the negativities, and at the end, again, this is very individual. You make a very strong commitment. I will, as much as possible, abstain from doing these actions again. And when it's actions that you find very easy to abstain from, like me, alcohol, I went through this once, that's enough, thank you very much. There's no danger that I will start again. It's really difficult. So then it's like, you say, like, I will abstain from, for example, also I think I can really easily promise I will abstain from killing humans for the rest of my life. But then I can't say I will abstain from eating chips for the rest of my life. But it's not negative action, by the way, okay? But things that I find it difficult to abstain from, I say I will abstain from this for 10 minutes, for an hour, for 1 day. Yeah, and then you spend that day really, really mindfully. Or you can also take vows just for a short time. Yeah, for half a day, for a full day, for 24 hours. We will do Yom Kippur. We'll give you the opportunity to take vows for 24 hours. Because when you have taken vows, then this is purifying constantly, like washing machine, You take the vows, it's like putting the laundry in the washing machine, pressing the button, then you can go ahead with your daily activities, but it keeps purifying because you're holding these vows in your mind stream. That's the power of the mind. Okay? Clear, yeah? Shall we do it? And then you can go to sleep. I see that you're tired. We worked quite hard today, so you're very brave that you're still here. Because it's already 20 to 9, which is of course very late. But time is relative, right? So it's like, when they have temperatures, so now they go temperature 31, feeling 33 or something. So now 20 to 9, feeling just before midnight. Okay, can we turn on the lights a little bit again? That would be nice. Yeah, it's okay. I think you can leave it like this. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. And then for the last time today, unless you keep sitting afterwards, that's fine also. You settle into the posture. Try to make it comfortable, but with a straight back. And you could think that if you would have to express with your body being awake, but being relaxed, how would you express it with the body? So that people could see from outside. Being relaxed, but fully awake, fully aware, fully present. And then again, to start with, the first thing is always to connect to the body. Check how you're sitting, especially check for tensions. And if you need to, then release them by breathing out and just dropping the holding of the muscle. Becoming very soft, very open, and being fully there, fully awake. So then also before you start to think about your negative actions, it's good to first think about the positive ones. Because otherwise there's too much guilt, there's too much low self-esteem, you block yourself, and then we're missing the point. So can you please, please, please accept that you are good people? Can you please believe me? That all of you, that you are a good person. Can you please believe yourself that you are a good person? That all this low self-esteem and feeling guilty is total exaggeration. All these stories, why you are such a bad person, just also drop them, leave them behind. And start to think about the good things that you do. Think about certain acts of kindness that you did in a very natural way. I'm sure you can find something. Okay, so then the good thing about negative action is that it can be purified. We don't have to wait for the negative result to arise. We can purify before it ripens. The same way as you can get rid of seeds when you see that you don't want to have them. You don't want to have these plants. So we can either think of all the 10 negative actions in general, like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, slander, harsh words, and gossip, then envy, harmful thoughts, and wrong views. Or, if there's something that is really bothering you, something that you remember, then you just think about that. We must all have done negative actions in the past, otherwise we would be happy ever after. So even though we don't remember, and you don't need to remember, just know that in case I have done that, I see that this is not skillful, then of course if you do remember, I have done that, it's not skillful. And no need to go into guilt. It's recognition, understanding, wisdom. And a certain tension that we call regret. I shouldn't have done it, not skillful. But I have done it. We have done these actions. So then, what shall we do now? So in this case, now tonight, if you want, if it feels comfortable, you can visualize in the space in front of you, Shakyamuni Buddha. And it's a form made out of light, so it's three-dimensional. It's not like just a picture or a statue. It's dynamic, it's alive, it's very luminous. And it's a representation of universal love, compassion and wisdom, meaning accepting you in whatever way you are. The mind of a fully awakened being is always present. It's just that we are not aware of it. Their sole purpose of existence is to benefit us. In this case, to help us purify these negative imprints or the potentials that would create suffering that we carry on our mind stream. An energy or a being that only wants you to be happy and doesn't want you to suffer because thinks that you have to be punished. If you can feel the presence, great. If you can't feel the presence, doesn't matter. Whatever image comes up, it's okay. The main thing is that from your side you give it the capacity that it can help you to purify these negative imprints, and it can give you the strength and the awareness to be able to protect your mind in a better way. And taking refuge means we are trusting that source of light, or Shakyamuni Buddha, or whatever form is there. Then if the wish to purify is accompanied by the thought, I'm sick and tired of harming others through my unskillful behavior. May I be able to purify the habits that I have to fall into these actions again and again. And not only do I want to stop harming others, but I would like to have the capacity, the skills to be able to benefit them. And in case you are a Mahayana Buddhist, I want to attain enlightenment really, really quickly, so I can lead all beings to that state as well. This is generating bodhicitta. And then as we chant the mantra, you visualize if you can. Also, it's quite difficult to visualize, so if it doesn't work the first time, it's okay. We're just training. So you visualize from Shakyamuni Buddha's heart. First you see white light coming, and this is entering your crown, entering your head, like at the top of your head, and purifies the negative imprints that are left behind from having unskillful behavior of the body, like killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. from this life and all our previous lives. You can visualize that all these negativities in the form of dirty water or tar or like sicknesses like tumors, blood, pus, all of it leaves your body through your lower doors, sinking into the earth, never to be seen again. You can upkeep that visualization of the white light as we chant the mantra. The mantra you can either chant with me or not. Everything is perfectly okay. Don't feel forced to do anything. Have maybe the courage to try it out. But do something that feels right for you. And when we purify like this, think that especially the tendencies, the habits are getting purified, but also the result of killing, having a short life, having all the sicknesses, the result of stealing, always losing stuff, or the result of sexual misconduct, not finding harmonious relationships. Then you can think to the power of your regret, to the power of wishing to purify those negative imprints through the power of the Buddha's love, compassion and wisdom, and your visualization of the light flushing everything out. All these negative imprints that would result in suffering of body are totally purified. And then we can see our doubts, and if you do this for the first time, to think, oh, how can that be so easy? But also, if you heard Ringo Tulku's talk, he said purification is very easy. Creating merit is very difficult. But purification, when these four opponent powers are there, very, very easy to do. So don't make it more difficult than it is by blocking your trust, by actively disbelieving. You can just go, what do I know? What's the harm of doing these visualizations? What's the harm of generating these mind states? Then you see red light, bright red light coming from Shakyamuni Buddha's heart, entering this time your throat. And here we think that we are purifying all negative imprints that come from lying, slander, harsh words and meaningless talk. We purify the consequences that come from that, but especially also the habits and the tendencies. And this time it is as if the dirt, if it would have form, it comes up, like the red light fills your body. Then the dirt is swimming on top, and then comes out of mouth, nose, and ears. This is just to learn to move the energies of the body up and down. Then this time we think all negative potential that we have accumulated since beginningless times with the speech, totally purified. So especially when you chant mantras, then that does also purify, especially the speech. The visualization purifies the mind, and the sitting in the right posture purifies the body. So everything is connected to each other. I think you're rid of the results and the habits or the tendencies to repeat these actions again in the future. And you feel great relief. I don't have to do these actions anymore. Again, also be realistic, we are purifying things since beginningless times. So just doing it half an hour is probably not going to purify everything, unless you have a really good understanding of emptiness. But because we don't, so we have to do it the conventional way, the same way as we would kind of empty a stuck bathtub, cup by cup. Like understanding emptiness is pulling the plug. Not understanding emptiness, we can still empty the tub by taking a cup, which is our regret, and then at the end the determination, the trust that this will work, and the action, and then we go step by step. Then we visualize blue light coming from Shakyamuni Buddha's heart and